bet quite a few of you are wondering right now, why does this guitar sound like that? Well, this actually isn't a guitar at all. This is a bass. There's a lot of people who don't really realize what the difference between a guitar and a bass is. As you heard, first of all, a bass kind of has this deeper tune. It's a little harder to hear in a song. It's more of a backing track to a guitar track that you'll hear up front. Bass only has 4 strings, but they're a lot thicker than a guitar string, so you'll want to, instead of using a pick, though you could use a pick, but not really necessary, you'll most of the time just want to strum with your fingers like you can see over here. And overall, playing a bass in some ways is more difficult, in some ways a little less difficult than playing a guitar itself. But a lot of people just kind of look at the stage and see their favorite band playing, and they've got all these different guitars, when a lot of times one of those is a bass. So if you ever wanted to learn the least glorified, probably least important instrument in a band, you're in luck, because I'm going to show you the basics to getting started right now. So looking first at how exactly do you set this up, go ahead and turn it off here for the demonstration. You'll have your band amp and your bass together. You'll have this black string, which you'll have plugged in one end to the amp itself, one end to a power outlet. And having that ready, you'll also have this cord right here, one end, this kind of bent one will go over into this hole right here on the bass, and then you'll have the other end, which goes into this aux input on the amp. This is the straightened end of the cord. So once you have those plugged in, you can hit the power switch, and you'll be good to go. There's some settings you can mess with over here, but not super important. Also, tuning, not going to mess with that today. That's more of a thing that you will learn kind of not in the basics. I didn't learn that until a decent amount of the way through learning how to play bass, so you won't worry about that today. Just know that this tuning that you'll hear is the most basic tuning you'll hear in most songs. So in order to learn how to play, now that we've got it all set up, you're going to first want to look into strumming itself. Strumming you'll do primarily with your index and the middle fingers on your right hand here. So you'll just go over to this area and just kind of pluck. You're going to bring the fingers slightly behind the string and just pull it towards you. You don't want to do it too much. You don't want to do it too little. You kind of want to get some power on it, but not overdo it. This is something that I kind of struggled with at first. And that also involves when you're kind of trying to play a middle string and you'll occasionally, hit another string, kind of like that. So if you're trying to avoid this from happening, just kind of practice at it. Practice makes perfect. That's all you really need to know about learning how to do this stuff. You just have to keep practicing at it. It can be frustrating. It was frustrating for me at first as well. But if you just keep working at it, eventually you're going to get to a spot where you feel really good about being able to strum on a bass. And you can kind of just do it, without looking, without really needing to pay attention to it. And then the most important and probably most difficult part is actually knowing where to move your left hand over on the neck to make some different stuff happen. So let's say you want to play this one right here. These metal rods are called frets. They are on the neck of the guitar, or the bass guitar, and you're going to want to take your finger and put it slightly above the fret, not directly on because it sounds bad, not in the middle because it sounds bad. A little bit above is the best sound. So you're just going to want to do that for the sound. And then in order to move around, to get started, I would probably just slide like that. And in terms of moving from string to string, that's pretty difficult to do at first, but you'll eventually get the hang of it. It's something that I even really struggled with, but I'd say if it's on the same string, just slide at first, and eventually you can start quickly moving your fingers up and down to sort of alleviate that and separate the sound a little bit better. But with that, that's about all you're really going to need to know for the very beginnings of learning how to play bass. Hope you learned something here. Bass is a really cool instrument once you get it down. It's something that once you hear it, it's one of the things you'll look for in all your songs. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with this.
Comm.